Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WrestleHorror. Greetings, listeners. Meathook, Jim, the WrestleHorror podcast. Here I am standing in the middle of Carnage Haunted House, Columbus, Ohio. And believe it or not, my co-host, Donnie Hoover, is here.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, I know you didn't recognize him at first, but that's Donnie.
I look a lot prettier now, don't I?
You do. You know, it's definitely an improvement.
Right.
Donnie's going to be scaring some people tonight, and I'm going to walk through and see what kind of scares they can get with me. So stay tuned. We're going to have more Carnage Hunt fun.
Yep.
Before
Absolutely.
we're done.
See you guys.
Greetings, viewers and listeners. Hook Jim here, the WrestleHorror podcast. We are deep in the middle of haunt season. Donnie, it's been an interesting season.
Oh, it's been an exhausting season. Yeah, I'm on this tonight will be my fourth show in a row, and yeah, I'm having a blast. I mean, I come home every night exhausted and hurting and tired and sore, but I get right back up and do it again. So yeah, I'm having a good season. You know, so I heard you had a little fun too. So you know, it looks like it's going to be a good season all around.
I did. I had a little bit of fun. Backwoods Oddities last weekend. This weekend I decided, you know, I'm semi-retired. I didn't want to work, but I wanted to come up and see Carnage because, you know, friends with you, Mel, Mia, Keith, a whole slew of people up there that I know, Jade, all you people up there. You know, I've been wanting to see the show, and I know, I mean, as long as I never saw it in its original location, I've seen it in its current location until last night. So I was really excited to see that and just to be able to walk through as a patron and see what's going on. And I got to tell you, I was not disappointed. Carnage, if you haven't seen it, go see it. I mean, there's so many amazing things going on there. And the one thing that just blows my mind is the whole water feature thing. The bayou. You've got real running water in this bayou.
Yep.
And I mean, how many indoor haunts do that? I mean,
You might have to go up so it can rain.
hey, listeners, Meathook Jim here. We're still in Carnage Haunted House. Oh, yeah, he had to put his personality on.
Yeah.
I've been to plenty of indoor haunts, but never one that has running water features. You can see behind me, that's real running water. I'm not kidding you. This whole bayou is full of water, and it's a completely indoor attraction. I cannot wait to see this going full bore, and you might get a chance to see that when we do our walkthrough a little bit later. So stay tuned, watch him, make sure he keeps his mask on.
See you guys.
Yeah, it's got like a swamp setting, and we got creatures in the swamp, and we got rain dripping off the roofs of the shacks and cabins and everything, and like, you know, because they don't have gutters obviously, but so yeah, it's a cool setup, a very cool scene for sure.
And it is. And if I can edit the video that I shot, which wasn't much, it's only a couple of minutes of video, but see the water feature. For those of you that are listening, you won't see it. For those of you that watch the video, you will see it, but the listening people can just hear it. So
Yeah.
really want to see it, go to Facebook or YouTube and watch it. And we even had one of the haunters come in there, and just at the wrong time, he comes in there and scare us, and the lights went out. Hey, we're still in the bayou here, checking out all the cool stuff. I mean, you know, we showed you the water running down. We got this mud skipper in front of me that scares the crap out of me because it's about the size of me and evil looking. Kind of like Donnie.
Thunder and lightning.
Thunder and lightning going on. And it's just a creepy place to be. Oh,
What are you doing in my swamp?
I don't know. What am I doing in your swamp? I need to get out of here.
Smell like a different person when you're awake.
Yeah, I know. I do.
Can I eat them up? Can I? Yeah, eat them up. Sweet. Let's butcher them.
Yeah.
All right. So, all that preparation by him for nothing.
Right. You can hear him, but you can't see him. So
All right.
uh let's just talk about, I mean, this weekend, which we did this, which is the third weekend in October, is traditionally the busiest weekend for a lot of haunts across the country.
Right.
Because the Halloween weekend, I mean, while it's still busy, it's not as busy because people are doing Halloween parties and costume contests at bars and stuff. So kind of trickle off, and they're not in the haunt mindset. So this weekend is the one that really hammers home. And I'll tell you what, I made a mistake. Now, I got there early. I was at Carnage before it even opened because I wanted to hang out with my friends.
Right. Yep.
I was there about 6:20, and they don't open until 7. 7 o'clock rolls around, and I'm sitting there. I say, nah, I'm not going to buy my ticket yet. I want to get everybody warmed up. So 7:30 rolls around, 7:45, and I realize, uh-oh. So I went and get my ticket, and I got into the general admission line, and I stood there for at least an hour. My mistake.
All right. Yep.
I planned that completely wrong. But, you know, during that queue line thing, I got to watch queue line actors working, listen to patrons, listen to who's scared and who's not. And I love to people watch.
Oh, yeah.
And I did that for an hour. And finally I get into the rules room, and there's Melanie. Hi, Mel. Shout out to you. Donnie scared you last week.
Yep.
And you know, she's tasked with giving everybody the rules. So there's 3 different lines, and they just, you know, 1, 2, 3, they move us in. I finally get in. Thought I was going by myself because at that point in time, Mel took a break. Travis took over and sent 2 people with me. No big deal because it was funny. So we go into the haunt, and I'm just enamored. I'm just looking at everything. You know, it's hard to scare me.
Right. Yeah. That's the plus side is you've already been through that place numerous times, but it's always been with the light on. And, you know, or when we did our investigation, our paranormal investigation, it's never been with the haunt, like fully operational.
Right. And when the haunt's fully operational, it's completely different. I mean, to me anyway. And, you know, going through this, and you get into the bayou scene, and the bayou scene just amazes me to no end. But before we get to the bayou scene, I have to say something. I'm gonna send her a message. Angela,
she's fantastic.
Voodoo Queen at the beginning. What an amazing talent. She acts like she came right out of the bayou of New Orleans, and she sets up the story very, very well. So kudos to you, Angela. You set up the story just the way I'd hoped you had, and moving on from there, it just really got me excited and pumped to see the rest of the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and getting through the bayou scene, and there's, you know, the water running and thunder and lightning, all kinds of things just going on. And it's like, I'm just grinning and I'm looking around, and the people behind me are getting scared left and right by actors, because I was in the front. Actors never attack the front person.
All right.
So that part was like, okay, but you're not going to scare me anyway. So it's just like, I'm going to laugh listening to the couple behind me. And, you know, we walked through that, and, you know, we got out of the water area, and we got to the cemetery. Let me tell you, people, if you have never been to Carnage, but you have been to New Orleans, go to Carnage, because they've got this amazing above ground cemetery scene that looks like it came right out of St. Louis Cemetery #1 in New Orleans. Wow. I mean, the detail is phenomenal. And I will challenge any movie to have the detail that this cemetery scene had.
Oh yeah, a lot of work went into that. A lot of months and months of hard work.
A lot of hard work. You could tell it was not chintzy. It wasn't cheap. That was a labor of love, and it was phenomenal. And the actors were great. You know, they would come out, and most of the times they didn't get me, but the couple, I listened to the couple, especially the woman, scream quite a few times, and it just put a smile on my face. You know?
All right. Yeah. Well, you did happen to mention that you did get a little startle there once during the Bayou, the first haunt.
I did, and it was in the kitchen scene.
Hmm.
And I think her name's Rebecca. If it's not, I'm sorry. But I asked Mia about that, and Rebecca or whoever it was came barging out of the kitchen cabinets and actually made me jump, which is incredibly hard to do.
Right. Yeah. Kudos to her then.
Yeah, I love. I if somebody can make me jump, that makes me giggle. I think that's great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, and to make me jump, like, yeah, this smile came across my face. Good, good. I got scared or at least startled, and that's all I wanted. You know, if anybody can startle me in any one haunt, I'm happy.
Right. Yep.
But again, it's hard to do that. But and for those people that have managed to do it, thumbs up.
Hmm.
And you know, winding through everything in Carnage and getting into the hospital, and the hospital scene was honestly kind of unnerving to me,
Hmm.
because you're talking about this mother of the entities or whatever, and it's this black
Mother of Darkness. Yep.
and these black goo all over the place, and there's times where babies are trying to bounce up at you, and
Hmm.
there's another scene in a nursery where they're trying to get you, and before, let me back up for a second. And in between the Bayou and the hospital, there was Slappy the Clown.
Hmm. And
Slappy
yeah, and the New Orleans street scene.
in the New Orleans street scene. Quite entertaining.
Hmm.
Not scary, but entertaining. And I'll take that. You know, if you can't scare them, entertain the hell out of them. Make them laugh. Do something.
Yep. There you go.
And he was quite good at his craft. So I enjoyed that. And getting into the hospital scene, you know, and as it got darker and darker, per the Mother of Darkness, and it just, for a person that's not jaded like myself, I could see them, and the couple behind me, I could hear them, and they're getting more and more nervous as we go along, because it's darker and there's more goo and there's more monsters and there's more interaction and even there's even a couple of animatronics that scared the crap out of the woman.
Yeah.
And she screamed a couple of times. And when an animatronic can do that, that's great.
Hmm.
But the way they had everything set up with distractions and scares was top notch. You know, it could be an actor as a distraction, and animatronic as a scare, or vice versa, but it worked.
Hmm.
And I heard so many screams from the people behind me and the people in front of me and the people behind me. Carnage lives up to his name, and you know, coming through it, you finally face the Mother of Darkness, and she's creepy in and of herself.
Hmm.
Somehow you manage to finally get away from the Mother of Darkness, and there you are at the merch booth.
There you go. Get that wallet out.
Bust out that wallet. But for, you know, the walkthrough probably took about, I'm saying, close to 25 minutes.
Oh yeah, easily. Yep.
Maybe 30. It was a nice long walkthrough, and for the price, I mean, Gen ad is $25.
Hmm.
Next time I'm gonna spring for the fast pass.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. And kudos to you. Cause Mia did offer to, let you go through for free and stuff, because you're a friend of the company and friend of Carnage, but you opted to pay and stuff and support the haunt. So, kudos to you as well.
Well, and that's my mindset. There was one year when back with Donnie's, Alan, I purposely told Alan I wasn't coming, because if I tell him I'm coming, he won't let me pay.
Mm-hmm.
So I paid. I bought my ticket. I did my show, because I want to support the haunters out there.
For sure.
This is a labor of love, and we don't get rich doing this.
Right.
But support your haunters when your haunters and your haunts when you can. Don't try to get in for free. And it drives me crazy, because these review groups, go out there. Well, if you give us free admission, we'll give you a good review. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't do that. Give us an honest review.
If I was to run something like that, I would pay to get in and give an honest review,
Right.
a paid review where you've got to like make it look good. I want to give people an honest review of what I've seen. And what I saw at Carnage, I loved.
Mm-hmm.
What I've seen at Backwoods Oddity, I've loved. Those are the only two haunts I've been to this year.
Yeah.
Which is more than I usually do in a year. So
You're usually busy, huh?
exactly. So for those of you listening, you know, don't try to get in for free, or just spend the money, enjoy the show. These people are putting on a great show for you, and they're not making any money. They're making very little money. They're making enough to break even and open next year. And when they give away so many free tickets, that cuts into their profits.
Yeah. Yeah. Profits they can use to improve the haunt.
Yeah, and it could be the difference between open haunt or closed haunt.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So people need to beware of that. You know, suck it up. You know, if you want to buy a ticket and they want to step you to the front of the line, great. But if not, stand in line just like everybody else. You're not any more special than they are.
Right. Yeah, and to get back to your 25-minute walkthrough, and that's just for the two haunts, and we've already got the space developed and ready to go for the third haunt that's going to be going in. So that's going to add in another probably 15 to 20 minutes itself. So, once it's all said and done, we're probably looking at a good 45-minute walk, for the price. It's going to be well worth it.
Absolutely. And I'm anxious to see what the third haunt is.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, I think it should be a wrestling ring, but
right. Yeah. Little Carnage arena,
Yeah.
I would agree, but others disagree.
some monsters wrestling or something.
There you go.
But whatever Mia and company want to put together, I'm sure it's going to be just as good as the other two haunts, the Bayou and the Entity.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know of two ideas that they're coming up with, but I'm going to kind of, keep that under wraps until they decide, and let them, I'll let them reveal it for themselves,
Absolutely. Keep it on the down low. We want to keep people surprised.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But the two ideas they're coming up with are pretty good, both of them. So it should be interesting either way.
Cool. I'm anxious to see what they are, and I can't wait to go through again next year.
Mm-hmm.
What sucks for me is I live like not close to anybody.
Right. It's a good couple hour haul for you.
Yeah, it's at least an hour and 45 minutes up there. If I go to Cincinnati, it's about an hour. It's like, shit. Why do I live here? Damn it.
Right. Yeah, and you're doing it twice. You made the haul this past weekend, and you're going to be doing it again this weekend.
Right. Well, I made the haul out last weekend too. So yeah, the past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I had a hotel room out there.
Yeah, there you go.
Come home till Sunday morning.
Right.
But in the case up there, it's like, no, I got to get home. I got home about 1:45 last night.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, I didn't have to fight to stay awake, which is really weird, because driving down 71 in the middle of the night is like as boring gets.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's easy to wander off and doze off.
But I kept listening to Steel Panther. That kept me going. And
there you go. Your new favorite band, huh?
A new favorite band. I still can't believe I'd never heard of them before. I heard of them, but I never listened to them before about 6 days ago.
You're right.
And those guys are nasty.
Nasty, but funny.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, as a matter of fact, a quick side story. The reason I found Steel Panther is because I read an article this past week about a radio station in South Africa that accidentally played the song Glory Hole on daytime programming.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know how long it took them to stop it, but you're any adults out there, if you know what a glory hole is, I need say no more.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a glory hole is, look it up.
Right.
But it should not, that song should not have been played during the day. That is a late night song at best.
Yeah. To say the least, huh?
And that's what got me listening to Steel Panther, even though I've heard people talk about it. They even played in Cincinnati a couple of times at Bogart's. The Steel Panther is like, okay, it's just a glam hair metal band. It's like, what's the big deal? Now I know what the big deal is, and I love it.
Now, next time we're in Cincinnati, you're going to be there.
Damn straight. I'm going to be right in the front row. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. So,
well, nothing wrong with that.
Donnie, I mean, our original plan was to do a complete walkthrough last night. Unfortunately, got really busy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it kind of got sidetracked.
Yeah, we did. And it's like we wanted to shoot a walkthrough. And I understand there was another YouTuber that came through that did video. But with times constraints for me, we just didn't make it happen. Like I said, I've got a couple minutes of video I'm going to try to throw in here. But
yeah, and like I said, I'd planned on coming out, because I just mainly do zone captain, but then in between doing that stuff, I'll jump in and, his scenes and help out. So I had planned on coming out and just walking through with you and doing like some commentary as we went. But once the line started filling up and crowds started coming in, I was like, well, it's like, there goes that.
Well, that was one heck of a line, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
And I know and I got there at 6:20. I probably left about 10 o'clock. And just as I was leaving, Mike came up to me and said, a bus just pulled up. It's like, cool, more money for them.
Right. Yeah, we got out of there probably about 12:30 or so. So it was a little bit after.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it could have been longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we kind of started speeding up the line and pushing the crowd through so they didn't get antsy of waiting so long and all that.
Right.
So, and a good thing about that is Angela, which is, our first room, and she sets the story for the whole haunt. She has two different versions of her script. She got the long version, which you got to hear, and then she has a shorter condensed version to where it gets people into the haunt quicker so we can get the line moving. So, on slower nights, she gives everybody the long, full blown script. And then on busy nights, she'll switch it and start doing her short scripts. So, yeah, she's definitely a nice talent to have. It's able to do that.
She is. I am disappointed that I did not get to see Onyx. And I messaged him. He hasn't responded, but I told him, oh, great. I came here to see you and you're not here.
All right. Yeah, he had him a big match at the Remix last night. So,
well, I can't deny him that. It's just like I was kind of bummed. I wanted to see him work, but
oh, yeah.
Be next weekend.
Right. There you go. Yeah, you'll definitely see him next weekend for sure.
Right. So I was going to try to give him a hard time in a scene, but
you can do that next weekend. Well, you'll have two chances if you're going back to Carnage Saturday. You'll have Friday and Saturday to do it.
No, Friday we're working Obetz.
Yeah, well, he'll be there.
That's right, he will be. Good, I get to give him shit.
Right. That's what I say. You can do it 2 days.
I don't know what time I'm gonna be there. I'll be as quick as I can, but I'm gonna dig out my Bigfoot costume.
Nice.
I know where it is.
Yeah, I told Mike you were bringing it. He got excited. He's like, he realized how big that is. I'm like, well, I'm sure he does. It's his costume. And he's like, if he wants to bring it, he's like, that'll be sweet. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, it should be cool.
I've only worn it once before, and I wore it for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, I'm sorry to everybody else, but I hope it's cold next weekend.
Yeah, it says it's supposed to be low 60s. Yeah. But we're only supposed to be doing 3 hours. It's they're starting at 7 now, so it's 7 to 10 because it doesn't get dark till 7.
Okay, so it's 7 to 10 now.
Yeah.
That gives me time.
Right. Well, I'd say the actual festival will start at 6, but the actual hayride doesn't start till 7. So yeah.
Yeah, that costume is incredibly hot. It's like 8 feet of fur.
Right.
And it's heavy. but I'm up to the task as long as somebody gets scared by Bigfoot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and they probably just have you just roaming around everywhere because if you got a Bigfoot, you got to have them like walking across the fields and stuff in the dark.
Right? Maybe walk in front of the tractor, walk
Mhm.
behind the trailer, and
All right.
tree knocking, shit like that.
Oh yeah. Well,
Bigfoot's a little fun.
yeah.
Of course,
I,
go ahead.
I was gonna say we should probably fill people in on what we're actually even talking about. we're just talking amongst ourselves, and people are probably like, "What the hell are they talking about?"
Well, why don't we tell them what we're talking about?
Right. Yeah. This coming Friday night, everybody knows we do wrestling events for Obetz, and we're, heavily invested with the Obetz community. So this Friday night from 6 to 10 is Fortress Fright Night 2022. And it's going to be obviously at the Obetz Fortress. And it's, we're going to have a haunted hayride, which is where we all come in. They're going to have inflatables, a candy corral. They're going to have some circus performances, games for the kids, food trucks, face painting, and all kind of stuff. And the best part about it is it's 100% free. So except for the food trucks, I'm sure the food trucks want their money, but for like the trunk or treat type stuff, the kids, the candy corral, and all that, and the hayride, all that is absolutely free. And we did a haunt with them last year, and it was a huge success. Everybody loved it. So we're coming back this week or this year to help them out, and just a one night only shot. And like we'd said, the hayride itself is from 7 to 10, but the event it starts at 6. So we just got to wait till it gets dark for the hayride, But so yeah, there's going to be a lot to do. There's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of people. The weather's supposed to be good. So, everybody come on out and join us and hit us up. We do like I said, we're open on from 7 to 10. And once you get done with us, swing over to Carnage and, get 2 in one night.
Absolutely. And, you should tell the mayor that Bigfoot wants to hook up with her.
Right. I can say she's a little bit on the shorter side and you're a little bit on the taller side. We'll have to get a picture of you two. That'll actually be kind of funny. I'm sure she'd do it. She's a great lady. I'm sure she'd do it. But yeah, that'll be funny. We'll have to do that.
Oh, I tell you, it's hard to see out of that thing.
Yeah, that's what Mike said. He's like, yeah, I know he has trouble seeing out of it. I was like, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's because the way it sits, the costume makes me about a foot taller than I actually am.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually, I'm actually looking through a mesh area in the neck of the mask.
All right.
Because I'm 6'4", so you had a foot and you got a 7'4" Bigfoot.
Right. Which is going to be awesome.
Yeah. I found the costume. Fortunately, I was digging through last week and I found it. I said, oh, there's the crate. Good.
Mm-hmm. It's like, got it all set up.
Yeah. Cause my basement's a disaster. So,
right. Yep. So yeah. So again, that's what we were talking about. So come on out and join us there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then, like I said, after you get done with us, hit Carnage up, go over there and get two when they're done in one night.
Right. Yeah. Definitely go to Carnage. I mean, you will not be disappointed. I mean, look at this. You're going to go to Fortress Obetz. You're going to get a free haunt.
Mm-hmm.
You go over
maybe a little handful of candy or something, a little baggie of candy. You never know.
Right. So technically, if you think about it, if you go to Carnage, you're only paying $12.50 for 2 haunts.
Right.
$12.50 per haunt.
Yep.
So it's really a good deal. And I guarantee you that Carnage will impress you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another thing I meant. Who drove the snake?
Peter.
He came real close to getting me.
Yeah.
Real close. But he did get the people behind me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I usually cover him when he has to take a break or whatever. But yeah, he's been in there all season. He does a great job. But yeah, and I say we have a goal. We try to push him out as far as we can. And if we accidentally bump somebody, then hey, that's on you. Get out of the way. So we kind of have a little goal, who can scare the most and all that. But yeah, he does a great job with it.
Most of the crew there, was just Really, I enjoyed them. Nobody stood around like they didn't belong there, which I've seen in some haunts,
Right. Yeah.
Um, it's like, they just kind of look at you. It's like, no. Every single actor I came across did something. I had creepers. There was a girl that's creeping around on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my primary tenets when I teach. Scare low, scare high. Everybody's looking for the middle. Look up, look down. They're not looking there. That's where you can get them.
Yep.
And she almost got me. I mean, occurs a lot, but I glanced down and saw her. I said, "Oh, this is nice. Very good."
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to sit down and spend it. I would love to sit down and spend an afternoon with the actors and just, talk about things. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and how to improve their haunt and everything, because so there's the passion there. I've only seen the people that were acting in Carnage have the same kind of passion that I've seen in Backwoods Oddities.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all about making a buck. Okay. The buck is gravy,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. The buck's what keeps the haunt going.
The buck's what keeps the haunt going, but these actors love what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've acted for free before. I mean, at places, and people, there are haunters out there that think it's all about the money. Oh, well, I can make this much money here, or I can make this much money there. Again, the money's gravy. If you're a dedicated and pure haunter,
Mm-hmm.
cares.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good thing about it. We would do it for free. I'm sure, pretty much everybody there would do it for free, but we actually do get paid, during haunt season. But we all volunteer our time on like like the Valentine's Day, those type of things. It's off season. We'll all just volunteer our time, to earn basically like a charity car wash type thing. You volunteer your time, you use the money to benefit the company and stuff. So that we do that. But yeah, for actual haunt season, we get to do all that, have a blast, and make a little bit of money. So, it's a win for everybody.
Right. And it's is it minimum wage? No.
No, it's not bad.
But it's not bad. I mean, it's about the average of what I used to pay my haunters when I was running mall full time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always about the money, but it's nice to be able to have that. And Mia, God bless her,
Mm-hmm.
she makes sure that her people are taken care of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she has kind of like the same rules that we do with the wrestling, like she's got water always for everybody. Every now and again they'll bring in like last night they had, a bunch of pizzas in the bar room on the table. So you just went in, got you some pizza and stuff. And then afterwards they had like a pancake little get together where they made pancakes after the show so everybody could get a little bite before they went home. And so yeah, like I said, it's kind of like the same setting as wrestling, It's like she takes
Right.
care of her actors, she feeds everybody, makes sure they're hydrated, and that's a great place to work and hang out for sure.
Well, actors and wrestlers after a show, they've burned a lot of calories. They're hungry.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And something like pancakes is a great filler.
Yeah.
It gets everybody sated and they feel better. They get some energy back. So yeah, and WrestleHorror, we talk about it, all the similarities to wrestling and haunting. This is just another example.
Yep. Sure. Yep.
So what else is up on the agenda, Donnie? I know we got some stuff coming up in December.
Yeah, December 3rd, we got our show in Whitehall for the athletic department there with the schools and doing a fundraiser with them. So that's Saturday, December 3rd, and bell time is going to be 5 o'clock. So it's going to be a little bit earlier and stuff, so we can get out of the school, and so the janitor's not there all hours of the night. so yeah, we'll have more information coming. We're getting ready to start pushing that, and I'll have the information to get tickets, and it says it's a fundraiser for the athletic booster, the athletic department, to help their kids. So it's for a good cause. And like I said, more information will be coming. You check out New Ohio Live. We'll have the link updated when it's ready. We'll be putting flyers out there. So yeah, we'll have it all here shortly for you.
I'm excited about this one too, because yeah, obviously Whitehall, Eric Smalls,
Mm-hmm. Hometown of the Half Pint Punk.
That's right. That's right. And to do a fundraiser for the school like that is just, wrestling. What kid doesn't love wrestling?
Right. Yep, for sure.
So I'm looking forward to it. Like I told you, I'm getting my tuxedo dry cleaned, so it'll be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll be winter and I won't burn my ass off.
Right. Yeah, I said, but yeah, that's for the that's all we had on the agenda for the year for the wrestling wise. After that, we're going to be full steam ahead prepping for the Arnold. But in the meantime, we'll still be working on growing the WrestleFit training center and the WrestleFit program, and we're going to be spending time with the families for the holidays and doing all that. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be busy. We ain't going to be sitting on our hands doing nothing.
And maybe, just maybe, WrestleHorror can get back to a regular schedule.
Yeah. Give us a little more time to get some stuff lined up, get some recordings done. Yeah, definitely.
As I know, it's been hit or miss, but this is the busy season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just nonstop, it seems.
It is. Between you and me, it's like we can't coordinate a time, and we were lucky to coordinate this time, actually.
All right.
Because you got to go haunt here shortly and
yeah,
stuff. So we're not going to keep you. We're gonna wrap this up and say, hey, thanks for watching and listening, and get out there, support your haunts. Make sure you come out to Fortress Obetz for the free haunt. Go to Carnage, enjoy that haunt because it's well worth the money. Shout out to Mia and crew over there. Mia, I love you. Everybody have a great Halloween.
Oh yeah, for sure. Live it up.
Yeah. Be the spooky person you want to be.
All right.
I'm Meathook Jim, along with Donnie Hoover, who looked kind of weird in a mask last night. This is the WrestleHorror Podcast. Thanks for watching and listening.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media outlets. Facebook.com/WrestleHorror, Instagram @WrestleHorror, Twitter @WrestleHorror, on YouTube at the WrestleHorror channel. And you can also find us on our website, www.WrestleHorror.com.